Triple G, Devin Haney, who has done more? And I ask this question because of all the hate that Devin Haney consistently receives. Here's a young man that's trying to be great. And if he doesn't get the fight that he needs to be great, he try to go somewhere else to try to be great. That's what I like about Dev. Triple G, I mean, this guy, he was afraid to move. He was afraid to go look for the smoke. Triple G lost to Canelo Alvarez. And when Canelo moved to 168, that division, the middleweight division, was wide open. That division had champions that would have solidified Gennady Golovkin's position. And he refused to fight the other champions. But once a weaker champion emerged, Triple G chased that man down in a heartbeat. He fought and beat Ryota Murata because Ryota Murata was the easiest champion out of the other champions who held titles at the middleweight division, and that being Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, who both wanted to fight him. Yes, they both wanted to fight Triple G, and Triple G didn't pay them no mind. So I'm trying to figure out why does Devin Haney receive so much criticism and disrespect? Meanwhile, Gennady Golovkin is so praised. He's praised for what? Doing what? The bare minimum, if not nothing. Okay, so I want to break this down as fast as I can. I don't want to make this video too long. I'm going to try to keep it under 10 minutes. So Devin Haney. Devin Haney has only beaten 3 world champions. Okay, he's taken the title off of 3 title holders. He became undisputed when he beat George Kambosos. He moved up to the junior welterweight division and beat Regis Prograis. And then he moved up to the welterweight division and beat Brian Norman Jr. 3 title holders. Okay? Gennady Golovkin. He's only beaten 2 title holders. Just 2. Ryota Murata and David Lemieux. Oh, John Boxing, Golovkin was unified, 2-time unified again. Okay, again. He's only beaten 2 title holders. Just 2. So Golovkin being unified means nothing because he's only beaten 2 title holders. I can understand if he beat 3 title holders to become a 3-belt unified champion. Different. That's different. But he never done that. He's only beaten 2 title holders, Ryota Murata and David Lemieux. Yes, Devin Haney beat George Kambosos for undisputed, right? He fought George Kambosos, who held 3 out of the 4 belts. Devin beat him. And then he moved up and fought again. Regis Prograis beat him. Brian Norman Jr. beat him. So Devin has already beat more champions than Gennady Golovkin. And guess what? Devin is younger. Right now, Devin Haney is 27 years old. Devin Haney became a legitimate champion when he beat George Kambosos at 24 years old. Gennady Golovkin became a world champion when he was 33 years old when he beat David Lemieux back in 2015. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Devin Haney, 24 years old, undisputed. He became a legitimate champion at 24. Gennady Golovkin became a title holder at 33. His first world title that he won at 33 years old. Devin Haney is 27. He has a lot of years ahead of him. Gennady Golovkin's already retired at 44. So realistically, who has done more in boxing? Devin Haney already accomplished undisputed. He's already accomplished becoming a 3-division champion. And he has a lot of years ahead of him. So right now, he's already surpassed Gennady Golovkin. Just off the back of him becoming a multiple division world champion. Not alone becoming undisputed. So with him becoming the multiple division world champion, he's already surpassed Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin has never, ever, ever beaten a Hall of Fame fighter. He's never beaten a pound-for-pound fighter. He's never beaten a legitimate fighter. But Devin Haney did. Devin Haney's beaten a pound-for-pound fighter. I think he's beaten 2. Devin Haney's beaten a Hall of Famer. He beat Vasily Lomachenko. He beat Jorge Linares, who is a Hall of Fame fighter. You can arguably say, um, you can say Yorkis Gamboa is a Hall of Fame fighter. All right. I'm not going to give Devin too much credit for beating Yorkis Gamboa late in Gamboa's career, but Gamboa is a Hall of Fame fighter. But if you don't want to acknowledge Gamboa as being a Hall of Fame fighter, I'm not going to hold that to you. But again, he's beaten Jorge Linares, who is a Hall of Fame fighter, and he's beaten Vasily Lomachenko, who's a Hall of Fame fighter and also a pound-for-pound fighter. So Devin Haney at 27 has already surpassed Gennady Golovkin when Gennady Golovkin was active. So again, I ask who has done more. You guys can try to twist and turn and make it seem like Golovkin has done so much more in the sport of boxing, but the reality is he hasn't done nothing. He's only beaten 2 title holders. He's never beaten a Hall of Fame fighter. He's never beaten a pound-for-pound fighter. Ever. So how can he done so much when his rap sheet showed that he's done the bare minimum, if not nothing at all? Meanwhile, Devin Haney, undisputed 3-division champion, a solid resume, wins over Lomachenko, wins over Jorge Linares. And I go to those 2 specifically because they are Hall of Fame fighters. They are former pound-for-pound fighters. Those are the fighters that Devin beat. So, you can get mad at me and say that I'm fanboy. No. I'm not fanboying for nobody. This is the truth. And let's talk about these fighters' mindset. Gennady Golovkin chased Canelo Alvarez his whole entire career. He became complacent fighting bums. He never went after the fighters that wanted to fight him. He never went after the smoke. He wanted Canelo and just only Canelo. But when Canelo wasn't available, he became complacent fighting bums. Devin, on the other hand, he is consistently seeking for greater challenges. Brian Norman Jr., you guys can say that Brian Norman Jr. isn't a good fighter, or he's all this and that. At the end of the day, before Brian Norman Jr. lost Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. had the world in his hands. And Devin Haney wasn't even a favor going into that Brian Norman Jr. fight. So that lets you know what people thought about Brian Norman Jr. before Devin beat him. Okay? But Devin is trying to fight the very best fighters. Him even talking about fighting Boots is unbelievable. He mentioned Xander Zayas, got criticized for it, but he mentioned Xander Zayas. He mentioned Boots Ennis. He's trying to fight Shakur Stevenson. He's willing to go down as a champion to fight Shakur Stevenson at a catch weight of 144 pounds as the champion. As the welterweight champion, Devin is willing to go down at a catch weight of 144 pounds as the welterweight champion, just so he can fight another pound-for-pound fighter. Triple G ain't never done nothing like that, ever. So who's done more in boxing? Really? Devin or Gennady Golovkin? If you say Gennady Golovkin, then you're full of shit. You're full of shit if you say Gennady Golovkin has done more in boxing. Devin Haney still has a lot of career ahead of him. And even in his short career, he's already surpassed Gennady Golovkin. Just off the back of him becoming a 3-division world champion.